Every parent's worst nightmare is meningitis.
We went to the hospital. Every time there was news, the news was worse.
Every day in the UK, an average of 22 people contract bacterial or viral meningitis. It's a disease which causes inflammation of the membranes surrounding the brain and spinal cord. And even though early symptoms may be similar to a mild case of flu, if left untreated, it can take hold at terrifying speed and be devastating. I know because I was diagnosed and hospitalised with viral meningitis a few years back. It was the most terrifying time of my life, and I've never felt pain like it. Fortunately though, I made a full recovery, and during that time was privileged to learn about the incredible work of Meningitis Now, a charity working to raise awareness of all forms of meningitis and helping to support people and families who've experienced it. Freya and her daughter Harmony Rose were affected by meningitis when Harmony was just a baby.
Harmony was poorly for about a week. It seemed like a cold. She had a bit of a high temperature and she started taking a turn for the worse.
But as time went on, Harmony became more ill and deteriorated rapidly. The family rushed her to hospital where Freya noticed a rash appear on her face.
It was purple and it was on her nose. The nurse ran to get help. The rash was now spreading. She was losing consciousness. It was just so frightening.
Harmony was in a critical condition. After she was stabilised, the family were told the physical effects would be life-changing.
We were told that they were going to amputate. Obviously, I remember signing the form to say that she can have her arms and legs taken away, and I thought, it's what I've got to do for her to be still here. Because without that, she could have died.
During their time in hospital, Freya's sister contacted Meningitis Now, and the charity reached out to support them immediately.
Are you ready?
I am ready. Meningitis Now introduced us to a community of people that had been through a similar situation, and it just meant that we had someone to talk to. Oh, this way. Well done. We had to now have new dreams, new aspirations. As Harmony got older, they started offering us community days out. Harmony had the best time ever. It really makes you feel like you're not alone.
My legs are really tired.
Children under 5 have the highest risk of contracting bacterial meningitis, but the truth is, it can affect any one of us at any age, so it's vital to recognise the signs and symptoms as early as possible. It was during the Christmas holidays when Julia's 19-year-old daughter Emily began to feel unwell.
Emily was staying at her boyfriend's house, and she had what she thought was flu or maybe a migraine. She said, you know, I'll be fine, I'll go to bed, I'll sleep it off. And she became more seriously ill, and when she tried to get up in the morning, she collapsed, and from that moment she was unconscious. We went to the hospital, and every time there was news, the news was worse. And well, kind of literally at midnight, we were told that Emily wouldn't be coming back to us. And she died on the 1st of January.
Shortly after Emily died, the charity reached out to Julia and her family to offer support.
I wasn't ready for anything or anybody. I couldn't look into people's eyes because I saw terrible sadness in people's eyes when they looked back at me. But gradually over time, I just found their arms around me.
The charity supported Julia with counselling and also funded a Forever Weekend, an event which brings families together who've lost loved ones to meningitis.
Just offered us this incredible safe place to be around other people who understood what you were going through, and to listen to other people who were also kind of members of this most terrible club that we all found ourselves in, but somehow you could let everything else float away on the wind and just be.
Meningitis Now knows that the support they offer to those who've lost someone to meningitis often needs to extend for months or even years due to the impact it can have. They're also aware that one of the key ways to protect the future of our loved ones and to bring lasting change is by funding vaccine and preventative research, something which charity founder Steve Damon has dedicated his life to.
We lost our little boy Spencer. He was 14 months old in 1982, and there wasn't any organisations to represent the disease. That's when I started off on my journey to create a better understanding of meningitis. From being told 39 years ago that I couldn't expect to see a vaccine in my lifetime, we now have 5 vaccines in the National Immunisation Programme to protect against forms of meningitis. Research is the key, because there's still so much that we still don't understand about the disease. And I firmly believe that if we continue with our research programmes, meningitis will be confined to the history books.
The earlier meningitis is treated, the better the outcome. But for those severely affected, their lives and the lives of those nearest to them can be irreversibly changed. Such was the case for Joanna. Her daughter Sophia contracted pneumococcal meningitis and sepsis when she was just 3 months old. Although she recovered, she was left with severe developmental delays and is largely non-verbal.
We just didn't really know what the future held. I just froze and I couldn't think of the future.
Joanna knew she needed to help Sophia and so reached out to Meningitis Now. She was told about their Rebuilding Futures Fund, which provides financial and practical support, which allowed them to apply for a grant to fund a tablet and app to help Sophia communicate.
How are you feeling?
Happy.
Good. It's technology with an app that allows her to ask questions, to tell me, no, Mummy, you're wrong. That was a pretty amazing point in life when she told me no. So this then has opened so many doors for Sophia. We didn't know that Sophia liked Nutella on toast with banana, but Sophia used her talker to ask, so it's given her a voice.
Pasta.
Why is that? Beautiful.
Rapunzel.
Meningitis Now has been a lifeline on so many different levels. She has grown in confidence, she's grown in ability.
Every story reminds Meningitis Now of the brutal impact the disease can have, but also serves as a reminder of their vision to work towards a future where anyone affected can access the support they need. This can only happen with your continued support, so please do give whatever you can. To find out more, visit the website meningitisnow.org. Thank you.